Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Matthew Sports Talk. No, I would be usually wearing Vikings garb, but it was a tough loss today to the Dallas Cowboys. And I can't be too mad. Give credit to the Cowboys. They came ready to play, especially on the defensive side. I mean, they forced 2 turnovers in the first half, and that definitely put us in a little bit of hole that we had to dig ourselves out of, which we dug out of that hole. But at the end of the day, I mean, you want to say you can't zero in on one play that, is the cost them the game, but that final play, I mean, the defense just left the guy wide open in the end zone. So, yeah, it's a tough loss, and kind of puts us in a precarious situation. I mean, one more loss wouldn't be the end of the world. If we did lose one more game, then we would have to win out to get to 9-7 to at least even have a minimal chance. But if you want the best case scenario, yeah, we're going to have to win out, which is not ideal, especially when you have to go to Tampa Bay and to New Orleans. I mean, there was definitely some good points in today's game. Dalvin Cook, got over 1,000 yards rushing for the season. So I mean, that's a highlight right there. Thielen had another. My man Thielen had another gorgeous one-handed catch in the end zone while being held by a defender. One-handed, just a thing of beauty. Mwah. So, and then yeah, I mean, it took a little while, but Justin Jefferson also got involved. Stats on the day: Adam Thielen 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jefferson 86 yards and a touchdown. Dalvin Cook 115 yards rushing and a touchdown. And I mean, Kirk Cousins was pretty much, except for that one, which I mean, it was a strip sack, so I can't really blame him a whole lot for that. I mean, he was pretty much, 22 for 30, 314 yards and 3 touchdowns. Quarterback rating of 140. That's pretty much close to flawless. So, I mean, on the offensive side, except for the turnovers, you can't really, fault too much on the offense. Defense, it's a little bit of a letdown, but with how talented the Cowboys wide receiver core is, is what it is, sadly enough. So, yeah, it's a bummer, but, at least it was competitive. It wasn't like a couple years ago. I remember we were heavily favored when the Buffalo Bills came into town, and they just whacked us good. Just beat the crap out of us. At least it wasn't like that. At least it was competitive, which, is always a good thing. So, yeah. So, that's that. The next week, we take on the Panthers. I mean, they'll be without Christian McCaffrey, so it's going to be a lot of relying on the pass game. That out of the 3 games that of the 3 home games that I was hoping we would sweep coming up, it was the upcoming game against the Panthers that I was worried about the most. I wasn't worried as much about the Cowboys game or the game against the Jaguars. I was worried about the Panthers game. But yeah, no, we'll see. So let's look at the other action in the NFL. Oh yeah, that's right. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure I haven't done an episode since last Sunday, which I do apologize about. I know I want to be posting more, but sometimes it's hard, especially when I have to work to do an episode in the middle of the week unless I have a day off, which I do have, I mean, with Thanksgiving coming up, I do have that off, so I probably will be able to do an episode on Thursday. Where am I at? Yep, it's been less than a week, actually, so. So yeah, so Thursday night, Seahawks beat the Cardinals 28-21. Dang, Kyler Murray, he had a chance on that final play of that game. If he had just thrown, he had a receiver right down the middle. If he threw to him, it would have been a first down. But nope, didn't happen. So, what other? So yeah, Cowboys beat the Vikings 31-28. The Browns beat the Eagles 22-17. Ugh. The NFC East, God, is it depressing that? I find it so depressing that a team that might end with like 5 or 6 wins this season could win the NFC East. That's just pathetic. But yep, that's the NFC East for you. The Browns 7-3. The Browns have climbed into second place of the AFC North, ahead of the Ravens. Now, if they can just beat the Ravens or beat someone out, with the exception of the Bengals, in the AFC North, well, I believe. Saints beat the Falcons 24-9 without Drew Brees. Taysom Hill had, wasn't spectacular, 18 for 23 for 233 yards, but he did run for 51 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, yep, Saints getting it done without Brees. Washington beat the Bengals 20-9. Sad news, Joe Burrow tore his ACL and will be out for the rest of the season, which is a bummer. So yeah, 1 second, guys. Alright, sorry guys, I was just responding to text quick. So yeah, Washington beat the Bengals 20-9. Joe Burrow tore his ACL. Alex Smith gained his first win after coming back from his horrific leg injury, so there's that. Panthers blanked the Lions 20-0. Not surprising there. Steelers beating the Jaguars 27-3. Not surprising. Titans beat the Ravens 30-24 in overtime. Man, the Ravens have just fallen so deep. Last week, Ravens were number 3 in my power rankings. Then with their loss to the Patriots, or before last week, Ravens were number 3. Then with the loss to the Patriots, they dropped down 7 spots to number 10. Now I have them drop down to number 13. So in the span of 2 weeks, they dropped 10 spots. Yeah, it's not looking good for Lamar Jackson and company. Texans beat the Patriots 27-20. So hopefully this means that I will not have to hear any more about the Patriots making the playoffs this season. Ain't happening. Shut up. Done. End of conversation. So yeah. Broncos beating the Dolphins 20-13. That was surprising. Chargers beat the Jets 34-28. So oh man, the Jets, the Chargers, they finally could figure out how to win close game. But you know what? It's against the Jets, so it doesn't really matter much. Colts beat the Packers 34-31 on overtime. Key play was a turnover. Packers started with the ball in overtime, and the key play was a turnover by the forced fumble by the Colts. That set up the win. So yeah. And then the game that just got done, Mahomes, my homie Mahomes, gets it done, beating the Raiders 35-31. And man, the Raiders took the lead with about like a minute and a half or a little bit more left to go. Mahomes just chugged it downfield and it ended up with a touchdown pass to Travis Kelce. So yep, Dana Beauty. So yeah, and then we got one more game tomorrow, Monday night. We got the Rams of the Buccaneers, which should be a good one. Yeah, it'd be. Oh, I didn't make my picks this week because I didn't have an episode between the last one. This one's I think the Buccaneers will score it out win, but I think it will probably be a pretty low score. It'll be a close game. I say Buccaneers 24, Rams 21. So yeah, Buccaneers by 3. So yeah. You know what? I'll just go ahead and make my picks for next week, since I'm doing this episode, and since I think the next episode I'll do is Thursday, and I probably won't do it before the games because that's really don't have that much to talk about. You know what? Actually, no, I will hold off. I'll hold off until tomorrow or Tuesday. So yeah. Let's talk a little fantasy now, shall we? Well, actually, before I talk fantasy, so this is my thought process right now for the power rankings. There are a lot done. I probably won't get into much now, but not a whole lot of movement. A few. Right now, the biggest jump is the Panthers. I have them going from number 21 to number 16. I just have my Vikings moving down one spot from number 16 to number 17. A lot of teams staying in place. But yeah, no, tomorrow will be very revealing. Well, right now, my top 3 is going to stay the same because they all won. Chiefs are going to stay number 1, Steelers number 2, and Saints number 3. And if Buccaneers win tomorrow, they'll probably stay number 4. Packers will definitely drop because they lost. Rams, I mean, they will obviously go up and they win. Go down if they lose. Cardinals are going to go down. Seahawks are going to go up. So yeah. So final rankings will come, tomorrow or Tuesday. So yeah. Fantasy. So my first team, my Minneapolis Skull Squad, right now is leading 119 to 101, and the other team only has the Tampa Bay defense left. So not too worried about that. My top guys on that team, Tyreek Hill, 27 fantasy points. Patrick Mahomes, 21.52. Chase Edmonds, 14.9. Chase Claypool, 15.9. Eric Ebron, 13.6. And Justin Jefferson, 17.6. My Minnesota Kings are down 140 to 115. And I still have 2 players left. I have Cooper Kupp and the Rams defense. So Kupp could ball, but I really need him to ball because I picked up the Rams defense realizing that this week is probably not going to be a good week for them, but in the long run, I feel like it was a good pickup. So, but no, Deshaun Watson, 31.36 fantasy points. Adam Thielen, 32.3. Chase Claypool, 15.9. And Jonnu Smith, 12.0 fantasy points. Did leave Robert Tonyan on the bench for both teams, and he got 15.4 fantasy points. So, yeah, a little bit disappointed. But both of my tight ends got pretty close to that, so I'm not too bummed about that. What else to talk about? Oh, yeah, I guess we could talk NCAA football. It was a big weekend in that. Gophers beat Purdue 34 to 31. Good job, Gophers football. You beat a team you're supposed to beat. Now try beating a team that you're not supposed to beat. Or should beat, but for some reason you can't. I don't know how to rephrase that. Ohio State, number 3, Ohio State beat number 9, Indiana, 42 to 35. I wonder if they posted the rankings, but number 7, Cincinnati beat UCF 36 to 33, very close. Number 19, Northwestern beat number 10, Wisconsin, 17 to 7. Pretty interesting. So yeah, let's see. Have they posted new rankings? Yep. So yep, Ohio State stayed at number 3. Indiana dropped to number 12. Northwestern up to number 11. Wow. Wisconsin down to number 18. Yep, and so on and so forth. So yeah, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So, stay tuned for another episode in probably a day or so. Discuss the Monday Night Football game and, yeah, go from there. So, until then, Matthew signing off.